Hey guys, this is Sarah and today I'm going to be doing the reader problems tag. So I wasn't tagged to do this video, but this tag looks really fun. I saw Liz at eLazy Books do it and I wanted to do it, so I decided, why not? Let's just do it. This tag was originally created by About to Read, and I'll leave the link to her original video in the description box. I'm going to be reading the questions off my handy-dandy iPod, so if I look down, it's because of this. Question number 1. You have 20,000 books on your TBR, which is pretty true. How in the world do you decide what to read next? So if you follow my videos, you know that the way I decide what to read next is by putting themes on my monthly TBRs. I find that way it's a lot easier to pick books, especially because I own about 1,000 something. Question number 2 is, you're halfway through a book and you're just not feeling it. Do you quit or are you committed to get to the end? I'm the type of person who reads the entire book. I can't leave a book unfinished. I leave a lot of things unfinished, so books are one of the things that I refuse to leave unfinished. Even if I'm hating the book, I'm going to want to finish it to know exactly why I'm hating it. I can't read like 2 chapters and say, oh, I hate it. Who knows? Maybe it can get better as you keep going. Maybe it doesn't. But I think you need to have the entire work to really judge what it's about, what you think of it, and to give your opinion. The end of the year is coming and you're so close, but at the same time so far from your Goodreads reading goal. Do you try to catch up or do you give up? So this is the first year that I'm doing a Goodreads reading challenge, and at first I put 100 books, but I didn't start it the whole year. I started in like April, which is not that bad, but just recently, I think in October, I noticed that I was really behind. So instead of trying to finish 100 books, because I know that's very difficult, especially at the end of the year when there's holidays and all that bunch of stuff, I decided to take 10 books off my list and make it out of 90. So now I am super close to finishing and being successful at it. Question number 4 is, the covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? You don't. I hate when books don't match, especially because I want to make it my career goal to make sure that every book, every cover that I design for a book matches with the one that comes after it. It's so frustrating, especially when it's something gorgeous and then they switch it to something completely horrible. Question number 5 is, every single person in the world and their mother loves the book that you don't like. Who do you talk about the shared feelings of not liking this book? So I've never had this happen to me, but I'm guessing what I would do is go on Goodreads and check out the reviews and find someone who is just as upset about the book as I am. That's the fastest way for me to find someone who doesn't like it. It's hard to find people who have your same opinions. So I'll usually probably just go through the Goodreads reviews, even if I have to go like pages and pages back, until I find that one person that agrees with me. Because there will be that one person. Question number 6 is, you're reading a book and you're about to start crying in public. How do you deal with that? I have no shame. I will sit and bawl my eyes out without a problem, and if anyone asks what is wrong with me, I'll just point to the book and be like, dude, it's just here. Funny story, when I read 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, I was in 8th grade in my choir room, sitting while we were having a free day, crying my eyes out. I'm a huge crier. I cry all the time, over anything. But I was outright sobbing over this book. All of my friends freaked out. Everyone was over me, trying to figure out what was wrong, trying to help me get better, trying to get me to stop crying, and all I kept doing was like, it's the book! It's the book! It's the book! Sobbing. It was very interesting. Question number 7 is, a sequel of the book you love just came out, but you don't remember what happened in the prior novel. What do? Do you reread the book? Skip it? go on a Goodreads, check out a synopsis, cry in frustration. So I consider myself a marathon reader, which means I will wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years until either a series is halfway through or complete to read them all in order, because I hate this scenario. I hate waiting so long for a book, and then when you finally have it in your hands, you don't remember what happened last time. Because of this scenario, I'll go back, read the first book, and then read the second book. I'm still marathon reading it. So why not just wait a few more years until the author gets everything together, ties it up in a nice little bow, and I don't have any of that anxiety, any of that craziness. I can just read the whole series in one and have a giant roller coaster in a few days and not a span of a few years. Question number 8 is, you don't want anyone, and I mean anyone, borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people that you don't want them to borrow it? I don't say it politely. I usually say, hell no. And if I do let someone borrow it, because right now, Vampire Diaries #1 is being borrowed, and Insurgent is being borrowed, I threaten their life. I do. I say, if you don't, give me back this book in the perfect condition that it was given to you, we're going to have a problem. Question number 9. You have reading ADD. You've picked up 5 books in the span of a month and you can't just stick with one. How do you get over your reading slump? I usually go and pick a book that I know I love and reread it. Usually that brings back my love of reading, my excitement of new things, and I find it much easier to get into new books because for example, I'll reread Twilight, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, I want to read more about vampires, and I'll have a to-be-read book about vampires, and be like, oh my gosh, why not try this? Maybe it'll give me these same feelings, and that's usually the way I get over my reading slump. Question number 10 is, there are so many books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? Well, kids, right now I'm not buying anything. I have way too many books that I want. And usually I'll wait like a few months to actually buy them. But they're all Kindle books. And I'm telling you, it does not feel the same. It's not the same as going to Barnes & Noble and buying that hard copy or that paperback copy and holding it in your hands and smelling it and falling in love with it. It's not the same. Right now in my life, I'll usually wait 4 or 5 months. For example, like the books that came out this October, I'll probably get them in like February or March. Because there's way too many books on my shelf. You guys don't want to go through my Kindle shelf. It's not pretty. And the last question, number 11. After you've bought those books that you can't wait to get into, how long do they stay on your actual shelf? Usually, when I did buy books, I would leave Barnes & Noble, get in my car, and start reading. There is no shelf time. Absolutely none. If it's a book that I am dying to read, that I begged and pleaded to buy, to get driven all the way to Barnes & Noble to come and buy it, I was just like, I'm starting it right now. And then I'd get in trouble because I would finish it that same day or the day after, and then I'd be like, I want another book, and then it was not possible. So usually they don't have a lot of time sitting on my shelf, but right now, because I have Kindle books and so many of them, some of them spend 2 years on this shelf. Some will probably stay more than 2 years, even longer. But it's okay. I will get to them. Thanks so much for watching this tag. I am going to be brave and go out on a limb and tag some very popular booktubers on this. So I decided I was going to tag Lainey from Ginger Reads Lainey, who does Top 5 Wednesday, and I love her videos. I think she's really great. Katrina from Little Book Owl, I am part of her little book club, and I also think she's very great. She was one of the first booktubers that I found. And I'm going to tag Sarah Churchill, who hosted the Anti-Bullying Week readathon, which I loved, and she and I share a name, so I was like, dude, why not? So, yeah, I'm going to tag this. Oh, yeah, and my friend Anna from It's Just Anna, because I always tag her. Venezuelans gotta stick together, dude. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!